I just sent you an invite. I just sent you. Don't worry about that. Listen. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me try. I got you. I got you. We trying. We trying. We here, baby. Go in your inbox. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get it right. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. Okay, I see what you're saying. No, no, don't hang it up. Don't hang it up. It's just gonna pause for a little bit. Click on that. I'm gonna do it Facebook. All right, let's do it. Cause I'm on the air, baby. I'm trying to request to get on your show for more options. Add me on the show. It's not doing it on here. Queen, know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna try to do this on the we're gonna try to do this on my other laptop. For some reason, this one's acting up. We're gonna do it on this one, Facebook Live. It's so much easier to do it. We're here, Queen. Can you see me? Let's do it, baby. Mysteries of sex, huh? All right, come on, baby. Come on. Technical difficulties. I told her to test this thing out last night. We should have tested last night. But hey, it happens. I'm gonna add you again. Ask the request to be on. Ask to be on. I think I'm on now. Am I on? If you gotta hang it up and do it again, Queen. Right next. Are you there? Where you at, Queen? We here, baby. I'm here for you, baby. I'm here, boo. I'm here, boo. Exactly. Cancel this. Cancel this and do another one. Cancel this and do another one. Yeah, just cancel that one, man. We just gonna run it again. But YouTube live, y'all already know what it is. YouTube, y'all see that poster back there? Y'all already know what it is, man. All right, baby, let's do it again. Let's try it again. There ain't nothing wrong with it. We're gonna do it again. Like Aaliyah said, if you mess up, just do it again. Now, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, what's going on with you? How y'all doing today? And Facebook, shout out everybody, different groups checking in. Loving you, loving me. That's what it is. King Kevin in the building, baby. Let's cancel that show. Do it again. All right, cancel. Do it again. Where you at, Queen? I'm waiting on you. Go ahead, Queen. Yeah, waiting on love my eye. Hey, nope. So you start another one, right? No, not yet. So I'm refreshing the page. Okay. 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 I see you waving at me. See something. All right. Let me see. It says wave. I see you waving at me. All right. That's just a little comment. But what's gonna happen is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang up this phone so I can try to I'm gonna have to just do it on my phone because it's let me do it on my phone is so much easier. It's so much easier to do it from the phone. So let me hang up and then we get on. All right. We don't get it right. We don't get it right. We're gonna get it right, get it, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you think King Kelly, I never give up. You know what I mean? Like Marcus Garvey once said. That's fine. I hear you loud and clear, but I'm not sure. It usually be so much easier. Okay. Inviting me being a guest on the show. All right. I just invited you again. Let's see. I see it. I see it. I hate the way this looks now. It's totally different. Too much light or something over here now. I don't know what's going on. We're not gonna be able to do this interview, guys. I'm sorry. No, don't talk like that. Don't talk like that. Don't talk like that. Don't talk like that. Be patient. Come on, what's wrong? I will get a chance to speak to this guy in person regarding his book, and not only do we set the queen that the king desires, okay, and not only do we speak about relationships, we also speak about spirituality. Kevin, I don't know what's going on, baby. I see you in my corner, and I see Abby, but you're never coming up. Let's try one more time. Peace and blessings. Thank you. Queen. Are you on there, Kevin? Peace and blessings. Thank you so much for giving me a call. Can I get you on here, Kevin? It would be so kind. I'm here. And your number. And I'll give you a call at my earliest convenience. And this is something going from your end. Can I use different things and you still not coming on live? Then I want you to. So I guess this is something like this. Walk this line like this. You're not coming on either one of my platforms. I don't know what's going on, guys. Sorry. Fuck it, I'm gonna go live. Let me do it live on my end, cause and then I'm gonna send you the invite. Yes, but I'm gonna tag. I'm gonna tag you, and I'm gonna invite you, and then all them whoever's on that page is gonna see you as well. Cause I don't know what's going on. I don't want to cancel it, cause I'm trying to do it a million times. I'm not sure what's going on. Cause I understand. Well, let me try to let me do it from my end, cause the show must continue. They're gonna see you cause I'm gonna tag you. They're gonna see you. All right. Okay. Bless up, everybody. What's going on? I'm gonna bring in my guest. Allow viewers to join the user guest starship. We're gonna go live right now. The viewers. Add. No, not Visati. Not her. What I want to add is I want to add. She got to get on my page right now. Get on my page. Get on my page so I can add you. She got to get on the page so I can add you. All right, I got you. Hey, Queen, you there? There it is. Yeah, see, what I don't know why it won't work on your end, but what you're supposed to do is like when I'm on your page, like okay, say you're doing a show, right? And then I'm gonna get as you go on live, you're gonna see my name on the bottom. You're gonna see all your viewers. And so when you see the viewers, then you press add me, and then that's how I did exactly what I did. I don't know what was happening. I did it but I see people. I see some of my people are watching now, so I guess we can get it started. Hey, let's do it, baby. You know I never give up. King Kevin will never give up. No, man. We ain't speaking that. It's all good. Hey, I hear you loud and clear. Hear you loud and clear. Okay, so now. Like last time, right? So we have the one and only. Oh my goodness, we have the one and only King Kevin. Pronounce his last name for us. Oh, it's Dorival. King Kevin Dorival. It's just say adorable, but then you add a D in front, like Dorival, like a teddy bear. I like that. I didn't want to butcher it up. I like it. What's your last name? It's just a French last name. Being I'm Haitian, so. We had the French colonizers. That's a whole other discussion. But you just say it means royalty. That's all. Royalty. I like that. Is it still right to add people on here, or everybody will see me live with you, right? All my people will see me live with you. Exactly. Yeah, because I tagged your Love My Art on here, so that's how they see you on here. Say it again. Can you tag Katrina Ben? Yeah. Let me. I think Katrina Ben is the one that I tagged, but let me do it right now. Okay, perfect. Because we got more viewers on Katrina Ben. I see more people are coming on also. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Let's go with it. Let me see. I'm getting Katrina on there right now. Katrina is KH. ATRYNA. My people are coming on here, so I see it. Okay. I got you. You know your people, so it's all good. yes. Okay, so let me just start. I know you have a lot of things to do today. Okay, I was telling everybody about 7 types of queens kings desire. That's a hell of a title right there. Oh yeah, it's definitely one heck of a title. I mean, the way I got the name, you probably won't believe it if I told you. But tell me, I want to hear. We went through so much this interview. I got to hear. Well, the way I came. Okay, I just seen Katrina. Let me add Katrina on here. All right, invite. We good. All right, we good now. We good. Well, the way I got the book was actually from a heartbreak, and so right. So after that heartbreak, I was. And evidently, she wasn't the one because things went sour. So it went sideways. And so what I started to do was I was already working on a dating book, and as I was working on the dating book, I realized I needed to change the title. It's like you have so many different characteristics. Like I was thinking to myself, true story. Like if I could have each and one of these different components in one woman, she will be the ultimate queen. And so that's where that whole 7 types of queens, King Desire, came about with that title. And I was on a show with a woman named the Queen Code, and she was the guest on my show. I used to have a show called King Kevin, and that was just the name of the show. It wasn't the name of the book. It was just the name of that episode. Okay. And she received so many calls and texts and emails, and she's like, Kevin, I don't know what you got planned for this title. Pray on it because you got something on your hands. Because it's so catchy. The interview was on fire. Just like me and your interview gonna be on fire. This was like 3 years ago. Okay. And so after that, I prayed on it, and God led me to just go ahead, change the book you're working on right now, the dating book, change the narrative a little bit, and give it that title. And as I was working on it, I realized how Black women were being degraded in the media, social media, television, newspapers.
news, you name it. And so I took it upon myself to, instead of letting them create the narrative, I can do something to help uplift our sisters and and also teach our kings how important our queens are. Yeah. So 7 Types of Queen King Desire is a compare and contrast of ancient queens with women of today.
Okay. Yeah, I see you touch down on, even though this book covers women of several different cultures, there is an emphasis on women African descent. Can you touch on that a little bit for me?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, African women is, you know, the creative civilization. You know, the life started in Africa, and so back in the day, our ancestors, they revered Black women as goddesses, as queens of the universe, mother gods. You know, the first chapter in my book, and this is the book we're talking about. That's a poster behind me, but this is the book we're talking about right here. 7 Types of Queens, King's Desire. They highly revered the women because they understood that we all came from the woman. And this was a principle that our ancestors practiced for thousands of years. And so to disrespect the woman, to disrespect the Black woman, it was a sacrilege. Like, it was literally punishable by death. And so there's a whole different mindset than what we have today. And so the way that women are treated today, in regards to men, especially Black men against Black women, is due to the brainwashing of the European system.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? The Europeans came to Africa and seen, like, wow, we disrespecting and slapping our women and wanted them to be butt naked and barefoot in the kitchen, cooking. But they have their queens is ruling, you know, the nation. Exactly. So what happened was they understood that our family structure, the Trinity, mother, father, and child, that was our Trinity. That was our winning equation. So they understood that they could turn that around. Instead of us reverencing the Black queen, instead of us being there for our children, then they can literally destroy Black civilization. There's a book called Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. Awesome book. It's reverence. It is reverence, but it's referred to in my book as well. But I was just trying to, with this book, show people how important women were in society and how important men were in society as well, and how powerful it was when we worked together.
Exactly, I agree.
The unity, yes.
Okay, so 7 Types of Queen King Desire. So it started with you going through a heartbreak.
Yeah.
So it's something, because I did a panel discussion about this, and I think like next class on a different show, and it was indicating broken people cause broken people, you know, make other people broken. And I said, I really didn't agree with that, because I said that if you're in any type of relationship, I think we all are broken in some kind of way. Whether it's broken off of misled information, or if it's broken off of someone else you were dealing in a relationship with, I think that we all have something that needs healing within ourselves as human beings. So when you said that this came about with this 7 queen, you had 4 women, and you said if you have 4 things that you enjoy, and you could put them all in one person, it would be
the ultimate woman.
That's not possible.
Definitely not.
You can't create your own woman. I mean, you can, but you know, would it be really authentic?
No, definitely not.
What would be the 7 qualities that you look for?
I mean, and that's a great point. You can't create the ideal woman. She has to already, she's already made. You know what I'm saying? Women, you're beautiful and wonderfully made. Every woman is a queen. Every woman is a queen. But it's a matter of knowing what type of queen you are, so you can attract the right type of king in your life. You know, so a lot of women know they're queens because it sounds good, and you know, that's the cliche. You know, you got Nicki Minaj, who has her album called Queen. But what type of queen is she? Not every queen is a good queen, just like not every king is a good king. You know what I'm saying? So, huh?
Is every woman a queen?
Every woman is a queen.
Because every female is not a lady.
That's true. But then you have women like Jezebel. Yeah, but I mean, it's a matter of what type of level of consciousness you're on. You know, you have, like in the Bible, you had Jezebel. She was a queen, but she was extremely evil. So you're gonna have negative people, you're gonna have positive people. It depends on what you're gonna do with that power. And by the way, the true crown is the crown of the heart, not what you put on top of your head.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Now, here are the types of queens. Now, in my book, you have the spiritual queen, you have the natural queen, you have the cooking queen, the warrior queen, the wise queen, the sexy queen, and the healthy queen.
And I'm all of those.
And you should. And that's the whole point. You should be.
Virtuous woman.
You said what again?
That's a virtuous woman.
Virtuous woman. Proverbs 31:10 type of woman. That's a Michelle Obama type of woman. You know what I mean?
Yes. So, okay, so that's the type. That's the
What's up, Ma?
desires that a king looks for. So, being that you can't create your own woman, how do you implement that in a relationship with the woman that you do have? What if you only have two of those qualities? What do you do as a king?
Well, I mean, that's cool. You know, not everyone's perfect, but someone's going to be perfect for you. Yeah. Now, every woman should have some sort of component of every single type that I just mentioned to some degree. But you're going to have your strengths. You know, you may be more of a spiritual queen than you are a cooking queen. You know, and if you can't cook, I mean, ain't no big deal. You can go ahead and get a cookbook and learn how to cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
try.
You could, exactly, the effort. Yeah. The effort. You know, I was dating a woman and I told her, you know, because she said she doesn't cook, but she's a phenomenal woman. She's clean. She makes a lot of money. She doesn't have time to cook, but she wants to cook for me. But she like, you can't make excuses of why she hasn't cooked yet at that time anyway. But I asked her, I said, look, I'm not looking at you to be my slave, but I would like to see the effort because there's a lot of women who would like to be with me. I mean, I'm a good looking guy. You can see I'm handsome. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I'm highly intelligent. You see all these books behind me?
I see them.
That's not decorations. I actually read a lot. So what I'm saying that because I'm educated. Then you have my college degree up there. I'm educated, not just book smart, but I'm street smart as well. And so I have a lot of qualities. So I don't want just any average woman. You're gonna have to show me that you want to be my queen. That you willing to fight to be my queen, just like I'm willing to fight to be your king. I know there's other men that want you, and I'm willing to show you that I'm better than all of them. So why you can't show me you better than all of them?
Look, Anthony said, or her dude can cook, work as a unit. I like that.
Of course. Hey,
you guys strengthen each other, right?
Amen. And what Brother Anthony just said is like I said earlier about the Trinity, the winning equation. What is it that we can do together to help us win? Right now, as relationships, we're not winning because we're so divided, and we are in our own individual kingdoms instead of merging together as a unit.
Yes, I agree. So tell me this.
Yes,
what do you think that's really separating the home when it comes to relationships? I didn't mean the home. I mean the bond between the king and the queen.
Well, there's a couple of things that's causing that division. One is the ego. You know, and I know you, Queen Ma'at, love Ma'at. You practice the principles of Ma'at. So you understand how ego doesn't allow you to reach higher levels of your chakra, the chakra system. It's not, you know, because the ego keeps you thinking that you're always right and you're always wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. What you say doesn't matter. When we should be, like in the beginning of the show, you said when we both put our swords down, then the real relationship begins. Because we've been so hurt in our relationships, not just in, you know, companions, but maybe brothers and sisters, maybe something that happened with our mothers or fathers, and we have our walls up. And so we never really get to know each other because we're so stuck in behind our walls that we never allow the walls to come down so we can actually fellowship and love upon one another. The love energy is never being able to go through the walls of the walls of defense, you know, and you have to be able to share that love energy. That's why cooking is so important. Because when,
you went back to cooking.
You can tell I'm hungry. But
wait, I gotta say this.
Yes, ma'am.
Today's post was I put a picture of myself and I said my alter ego. I tell people all the time that my thoughts are my best friend. My ego is my best friend because if I plant positive energy into my thoughts, into my ego, I cheerleader.
Okay.
My ego is like my motivation.
Okay. Amen.
So I don't look at my ego as being a bad thing because my thoughts are my best friend. I tell myself that, okay, love my God, today you have to do this. You damn right you're going to do this. You know, that's done. You know, that's what my thoughts do. Instead of my thoughts saying, well, you just gonna chill out, you just gonna relax. No, I program my thoughts to do that extra thing. So when it comes to ego, I embrace my ego because it's my best friend. Positive ego.
Positive ego, key word, and you have your ego in check, so you're in pretty good, you're in pretty good shape. But most people don't. They allow their egos to control every decision. That's very dangerous. When you allow your emotions to be controlled by your emotions, because if you don't have control of your emotions, then you're like some hurricane, and so you know what I mean. You just ripping and running and hitting everything that's in your way, and when it shouldn't be like that, you know.
Okay,
but yes.
Wait, we got some people talking to you. Hey, hello, let me see. Hello, Leah. Delita said, I will cook for you. Brother Anthony Napa said, people not choosing the right fit person for their equation. We are creating life on looks. He said, looks and not like-minded individuals like with goals or similar personas. What do you think about that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we live in the age of social media. Everything has to be done for looks, and not really judging or giving someone the time to show who they truly are, because we're so caught up in what they have in the outer appearance, when the true beauty is from within. I said earlier, the true crown is your heart. You know?
I always tell people, you gotta look beautiful inside. You can put on all that makeup and all that other stuff and all that extra stuff, but what's in the inside gonna come out. And if it's ugly, all that makeup and stuff, you just got clown stuff on.
I mean, yeah, and you know what? There's a story I want to say right quick. And I talk about that in my book, 7 Types of Queens, King Desire. There's a story about this guy in India, how he had married a woman, and all this time she had a lot of makeup on, so he never really got to see what she looked like. He never knew. So the night of the honeymoon, they're in the bed. And I think they didn't have sex yet, but when she took off all the hair, the makeup, and everything, he got scared and he literally sued her after the wedding.
I heard about that.
You heard about that? And I was like, and I had to talk about that in my book, because our women are so beautiful, but if you're getting caught up in so much on what the media is telling you what beauty is, let them define what beauty is. When God made you beautifully and wonderfully made, you can get caught up in all of that. So you have to be grounded.
I agree. So tell me this, because we got to touch into this also really fast. I know you got something to do.
Oh no, you got something to do. I'm chilling. Go ahead.
Okay, you're chilling. So we got the spirituality part going on. So besides the look, besides the cooking capabilities, besides I'm a warrior, so you know I love that part.
Okay.
What about the spirituality concept in your book?
Oh, that's very powerful. I'm glad you mentioned that. And in the spiritual queen chapter, I explain how everything happens inside of the spiritual realm before it happens in the physical. And so what you dwell upon, what you use your 2 to 300 billion brain cells towards, that's what you're going to pull out of the spiritual realm into the physical. That's what's going to manifest. Whether it's your relationships, your business, family, whatever, your goals in life, whatever it is, that's what's going to manifest. And in this chapter, a lot of people have messaged me about the STD section, where I talk about the sexually transmitted demons.
Yes, say it.
Which are, transferred once you're sleeping with someone and you have no idea of their past, and therefore you haven't prayed against that. Now I'm not a virgin. Lord knows I'm not a virgin. I love to have me a queen where she'll be the only one in my life that I'm making love with, and we having children and all that good stuff. But until that time's come, I do understand the powers of praying against any demons she may have in her past, because I've gotten rid of mine. I got to make sure that she has gotten rid of hers as well. And as a matter of fact, if you don't mind if I read something, can I read something to everybody right quick?
Yes, please do.
All right. In the Sexy Queen chapter, which is page 139, it says, women are feminine, magnetic, and soft by nature. They are made to receive a man's energy. A woman in tune with her essence uses gentle persuasion and a soft approach to impose her will. Her sexual organs are all located inside the body, while the men's sexual organs are outside the body. The act of sex has always been the most sacred act in which one man and one woman can partake in. Realize I said one man and one woman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Intercourse is the only natural way to procreate. Our ancestors knew the opening of a gateway was possible through powerful lovemaking, otherwise known as worship sessions. This gateway could manifest the unseen world into the seen world, the real world. In layman terms, powerful backbreaking, connecting sex was used to open a portal or bridge from the spiritual dimensions to the physical world during the midnight hours.
I like that. Midnight hours. You talking about you bringing in some stuff now? Oh
yeah, I didn't know. There was a ancient African ritual called Ma'athuma. Ma'athuma is a I wouldn't say sexual ritual, but it has to do with sex, but it's actually a love-making ritual where you will light up some incense and you will sit down with your companion and you two will pray together. You will pray to God for the all the blessings and what you want to happen for your mate and what your mate wants to happen for you. Now the point is the both of you are so in sync that you're praying about the same thing. Yeah. And during this time you have candles are being lit, and then you proceed to make love and all that good stuff.
Okay, but wait, King, check this out.
Yes.
I know I got a lot of people on here watching, and a lot of people get so confused nowadays because when we use the term ritual, they automatically think bad. But I tell people, that's because they were brainwashed, right?
Yes.
And so when you think on ritual, kind of explain to people what you mean when you say sexual rituals, because I have sexual rituals, but when you say that, they're like, oh my God, that's witchcraft, that's voodoo. They say, and then they don't really know the terminology of witchcraft and voodoo and where it really stems from, what it really means, because they have the European perception of the meaning. So can you touch into that a little bit before I mention incubus and succubus, because you're talking about spiritual soul ties and spiritual demons?
Correct. Thank you so much. Now, to clarify things, everything we do as a habit is a ritual. Whether you get up and pray in the mornings, that's something that I do. As a matter of fact, before I even pray, when I'm in bed, I say, thank God, then I get up and pray. Whether you get up and drink water in the morning, that's a ritual. You pray before you walk out the door, that's a ritual. If you get up and first thing you do is text somebody, that's a ritual. You know what I mean? Going to work, that's a ritual. There are many rituals that we practice. Some of these rituals that we do they're either positive or negative. You know what I'm saying? So the sexual ritual thing, the Ma'athuma, no, it's not witchcraft. As a matter of fact, it was said, and I haven't experienced it myself, but once you practice Ma'athuma with someone, your body, your spirit actually leaves your body and somewhat goes into the future. Now, they say that the ancient Kemetans, which is the ancient Africans in Egypt, that's what they practice, and somehow that's how they all disappeared. I don't know. There's all kind of myths behind it, but the principle itself was made to connect you to manifest something greatness. Look at the Pyramid of Giza. It's the only standing till this day. Lord knows how long ago it was built. They say, some people say 200, 300,000 years ago, 1,000,000 years ago. It's the only 7 wonders of the ancient world still standing. If you're asking me personally, now that I understand that Europeans have lied to us about so many different things, these others, the other 6 wonders of the world probably never even existed. That only the Pyramid of Giza, just to try to compare themselves with what our ancestors were able to do. Only reason why I'm bringing that up and why the history is so important, if they were able to create such beautiful and magnificent edifices such as the Pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx, then what else can we do today if we would just unite together and have a meeting of the minds? When you put your brain together, when you put your faith together, who knows what you can create? Look at President Obama and Michelle. Look what they was able to do. You know what I'm saying? So when you're able to find that soulmate and get with somebody who sees where you're going and can invest in your future, as you invest in them, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. You won't even have time to go ahead and cheat and be with another woman or another man because you have it going on at home. Bless you, by the way.
Thank you. Wait, now you said so. You said cheat. So do you think that? Are you saying that a king supposed to be monogamous?
Well, it depends. It depends on the relationship. There's people that live in polygamy. Me personally, I'd rather just have one woman because of the diseases that are out there. Now, even though I would love to have like 10 women, like most men have, like, you know, as a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? But the truth be told, it's just too much drama, too much beef. There's a story in the Bible. Which king that was? Was it Solomon? Solomon had all these wives. He had all these wives. He had all this richness. You know, he had all this power, all this money. But these women were driving him crazy. That's, you know what I'm saying? You're dealing with hundreds of women. They all pulling you different directions, and they worshiping their own gods, different gods. I mean, they're taking you away from your faith. Once you get involved in someone else's spirituality, especially if it's demonic, now the game is over. And he went crazy and lost his kingdom. So I'm looking. Go ahead.
Read a dream. Lord asked Eugene comment.
Okay. Let me see what the comment says. It's still when spirits becoming one, but when commit this, it's soul compressing into one. My best form of intimacy is praying, and yes, sex is a form of intimacy in the spiritual realm. Oh, definitely. I agree. I agree with well, what's their name again?
A dream.
A dream. I definitely agree with the dream. That's definitely true. Sex is a form of spirituality. I mean, it's very much spiritual. Everything we do is spiritual. But sex.
Because we're spiritual creatures. We're spiritual creatures. We're spiritual beings. But tell me this.
Yeah.
Being spiritual beings, are you saying that it's only one spiritual deity when it comes to sex?
Spiritual deity. I don't know. That's a question. That's out of my league right there, to be honest with you. Okay. I'm not ready. I'm not prepared to answer that question.
The reason I asked that is because you mentioned in your book about spiritual demons.
Oh yeah. You mean as in a good spirit and negative spirits? Is that what you're referring to?
And don't you think that we're balanced? We have good and bad. We all have good and bad in us.
And that's why you have to practice the principles of my eye, so you can.
Exactly.
So
that balance.
Exactly. So you can compress those negative thoughts and those. I mean, even me myself, I have negative thoughts. I have bad thoughts. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do. But the moment I have those thoughts, I speak against them, whether in my mind or I pray against it. Now I have that willpower, but some guys don't have that willpower. Some women don't have that willpower, but it takes time to develop that. The way I was able to develop it is three ways: spiritually, mentally, and physically. Spiritually, I pray. Mentally, I read books that are edifying, that are uplifting. I watch things that are beneficial to my future or to my community. Those things are very important. And physically, I exercise. I go jogging. I work out. You have to practice those three things. I don't care how busy you are. It's that trinity of life: mind, body, and spirit. And so that's how I'm able to, control those negative thoughts. And I give more thoughts, and I speak more on the positive aspects of life.
I like to say that by you get what you feed. If you feed the negativity, that's what you're going to get. But if you feed the positivity and starve negativity, you're going to get more positivity.
Amen.
So someone did say on there that I agree with. If polyamory is for you, it's for you. If monogamy is for you, it's for you. Because I don't think that everything is for everybody.
Okay.
I think we are our own individual people. And I think some people say, okay, polyamory is good for me. And I think some people will say that monogamy is good. I question the fact that when people say that it's supposed to be one person for one person, when their statistics shows that there's 25 women or more now for every one man. So if there's 25 women for every one man, if that man is faithful with only one woman, where's the other 24 women going? Mind you, women is the species who reproduce. Those other 24 women were really going to be without any sex at all.
Now, that's a very good thought. So I can see where you're going. I see you believe in polygamy, which is cool, And the only reason why I began to actually entertain even the thought of polygamy Not that I ever thought that it was sick or anything like that, but the only reason is when I realized how many single mothers there are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so there's a guy named Dr. Amos Wilson. He was a professor, a black psychologist, black child psychologist, and he used to talk about just because you have so many men in prison not being able to be there for their children, there's still men in the community. You know, there's still uncles. There's still good quality men that can step up and help support those single mothers. So it's not, the media wants us to think it's completely over. Okay, the father's gone. Your children's gonna, live this cycle of prison and poverty, but that isn't the case. Even if I'm not sleeping with you and you're a single mother, I can still present myself as a gentleman, be like, hey, I would like to help you with your children, or be a mentor to your son. Now, women have to be mindful and do their research. Make sure this guy is no sexual predator, because he could be having all kind of sexual demons and just be some big pervert or sexual predator. So just be mindful of that. But they are great guys, such as myself, who would love to, like back home. I just moved to Atlanta, but back home, I used to always look out and call my homegirls who I knew that had a son that needed a male figure. Hey, I'm taking my nephew to the park. We're gonna play some football, or my nephew's playing a game. Bring him to the game. Come to the game. Come watch us. Come hang out. Like, stop having your sons around all these women all the time, because they don't pick up those tendencies. That's why you got these men acting like punks these days. You know what I'm saying? Because they are around all that feminine energy, and you're going to be what you're around. Your environment creates who you are. It is what it is.
Okay, so you got to answer some questions on your Kevin. They asking you questions. A dream is asking you some more questions. Read those.
Go ahead. All right, let me see. Yes, I do agree. We have the yin and yang, but I agree with Kevin earlier. Imagine sleeping with multiple women and men. Their demons, meaning their soul ties, add on to you, and it's good to purify each other to work towards that will. Kevin, so how about men who live together?
Wait a minute, Kevin.
Yeah.
Where you going to start for Mr. Dre? Yes, I do agree we have a yin yang, but I do agree with Kevin earlier. Imagine sleeping with multiple women or men. Their demons, meaning their soul ties, do add to you. Your soul ties attract what you are. So if you have an entity inside of you, and then you attract somebody else out of there, that person had something that was attached to you already, or you wouldn't find that person interesting. If it's consensual, because we are what we attract. So maybe we have some kind of energy that's negative, that's in there, that lies dormant. It could be from generation to generation, but you are what you attract. So those demons that you speak on, when you say you get it from the other person, no, it was already there. It was just lying dormant.
That's true. Hey, that's deep what you just said. That's pretty deep what you just said. And you're right. You could awaken those demons due to someone allowing someone else to open that portal into your world. Because there are different types of portals being open when you're in a relationship with someone. Whether it's going to be a portal of blessings or a portal of curses. I'd rather the blessings.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, I was going to show you an image. There's an image in my book. Well, that's Floja right there to the left, but there's an image right here, and it's a woman in a wedding dress, and what she's doing is, you see the light. You can see it clearly.
Yeah, I see it.
And she's and there's stairs, which is an escalator, and she's turning back because she's not sure whether or not this portal at the very top of the escalator is a portal. She's not sure whether or not she's walking to a blessing or a curse. And when you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be doubting. You shouldn't be. Like, if you're in a marriage, about to get married with somebody, you should know this person will be a blessing to your life, because they were already a blessing to you. So if you already going through hell in a relationship, what's the thing going to happen inside the marriage? It's going to magnify.
Yes, but tell me, after Sid Henry question, he said monogamy is an American construct. I feel like the American government and the powers to be have made their mission to make polygamy like the sin. Hey, that's different perception. Go ahead. Speak on that one, Kevin.
Let me see. I have made it a mission to make polygamy seem like a sin. No, he's right about that. I mean, a lot of back in Africa to this day, even in parts of Ethiopia and Mali, different parts throughout the continent of Africa, people still practice polygamy because it provides security for the family. It allows the woman to have help doing different chores and things like that in the house. And so that was
sister-wise.
Like sister-wise, right? There was a book. Actually, it's one of the most popular books in the world by Mr. I forgot his name, Chirimbe, but the book is called Things Fall Apart. Have you read that book?
No, I'm gonna get it.
It's one of the most like top 3, top 5 most sold books in the world. I had to read this book when I was in college. It's back here somewhere on my bookcase. But what I like about it is it opened my eyes to polygamy. Now, what would happen? The man would marry his first wife. That wife would help him find another wife. Those 2 wives would help him find a third wife. Now, and so on and so forth. Now, in this book, the guy had, I believe, 4 wives. And the first wife, what you will call the great wife, she will cook the meal first. Her, like the king and his son, where her husband and the children, boys and girls, they will eat from the first wife first. And then the second wife, she'll come present her food, and then then the third wife comes and she eats with him, with her children, and so on. I mean, just the thought of that, I was like, wow, that's mind blowing. And so the first wife gets the bigger house closer to her husband's house, and then the other wives, it kind of like trickles down or whatever. But I mean, but they all have a understanding that, look, this is a unit, and if we're gonna survive, if we're gonna thrive as a family, then you're gonna play your role. If you're not gonna play your role, then you don't need to be over here. That this is how we rolling.
I like that. Sid said, what do you feel like is the state of the relationship between the black man and woman?
Oh man, we in a state of emergency. We in a state of emergency because a lot of our brothers who get money like me, a lot of people think I'm gonna get with a white girl or something. But no, I love my black queens. I would never marry a white woman. Not saying that I believe white women are devils, even though their ancestors are from devils. I mean, it is what it is. But I love my black queens. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My book, 7 Types of Queens, I talk about queens from all over the world, but I emphasize, there's an emphasis on black queens only because, one, my love for them. My mother, Queen Rosette, a black queen, and she raised the king. But because I wanted to make sure our queens understood how special they were. They were more than just a sex object. Like the feminine energy is so powerful that when it is used with the right man, with the man with the right type of masculine and feminine energy, I mean, the sky's the limit. You guys can create anything. Create our own feminine pieces.
Self-healing, everything.
Everything. And even
people don't know that.
No, say it again.
People don't know that. They don't utilize that much of their brain to see. They just go off what they see. They don't go about what's inside. If they do that, they will find out that that energy is so powerful. If only you just give it a chance. It's just lying there dormant, like I keep saying. I gotta ask you this also. Who else said this? Okay, wait. Somebody asked the question. It kind of went up a little bit further.
Go ahead.
So you're not totally against polygamy.
No.
You are for monogamy. So
Definitely.
how do you view monogamous when it comes to cheating? And what is your perception of cheating? Especially since you have the answers to what 7 queens have to offer for a king.
Okay.
So what would be your perception of cheating since you are a king?
I mean, obviously you're dating outside the relationship, dating outside that unit that you created with your queen or with your king. When you're kissing somebody else, you're flirting with someone. I mean, everyone somewhat flirts a little bit. You know what I mean? Like even me, when I'm talking to a woman, I might even realize it, but I'm like, for example, there's been a couple of times when I'll be in a drive-through. My lady will be, on my right side, especially, if I'm driving, or she might be driving, and I'll say something to the teller, not even realizing it, because I have this Lion King voice. A lot of women, they get wet when I talk sometimes. I've been told that. And
Wait, say that again.
No, seriously.
When you talk?
Yes, I've been told that several times. I've been told that.
You think that's because of you?
My energy, it's so intoxicating, and I'm so positive, and then it's deep.
No, it's what they are. They're not heterosexual. They stay theosexual. They are intrigued off of intellect. You are stimulating them mentally, and that's what's getting them aroused and turned on. It's not your cute face or your handsome voice. It's the knowledge that you're giving.
Okay, now
they like to be stimulated. Everything is mental.
That's true. That's now. I 100% agree with you on that, Queen Maud. But I'm talking about like not like when I'm seeing someone. I'm talking about just a simple drive-through. Talk to a woman in the drive-through. So let's say my date or my lady's with me, and she'd be like, "Why are you talking to her like that? Like, why are you flirting with her?" I'm like, "Flirting? All I said was, can I have some mayonnaise and ketchup?" How am I? But you know what I'm saying? So that could be the insecurity from my lady's standpoint, or it could be that.
Or it could be how you said it.
I can't help it. I can't help it. It's the Lion King voice. You know what I mean? That Shaka Zulu voice.
Wait, you said so they get wet, huh?
I've been told that a couple of times. You know, just be mindful. You know what I'm saying? Like you're attractive. Just be mindful how you talk to women. I'm like, I'm being polite. You know, but my confidence, me being confident in myself, isn't just because of how I look or how I present myself, but it's from my experiences in life. You know, my experiences made me confident. So I may come off as cocky to some people, but I'm just being me because I've been through so many things, so many losses that now that I'm winning, I can't see myself losing. So I'm going to talk to you like a winner. You feel me? You feel me? I'm going to talk to you like a winner. I'm not going to talk to you like a loser. I want you to win. I want all of us to win. But in our relationships, we definitely need to work more on building happier marriages so we can have more fathers and mothers in the home. You know what I'm saying? There's too many kids growing up without their fathers in the home. And before I left Florida, I was dating a young lady, and you know, she wanted me to get her pregnant. And I was like, well, why would I do that if I'm gonna move to Atlanta? And she was definitely wife material. Definitely wife material. I would have, without a doubt, married her. But she would not move. She would not leave Florida because she made too much money. And I was not going to have a child with a woman that I'm not going to be there with. That's how important me being a true father, a true husband to my wife means to me, because I didn't grow up with a father in the home. So I want to provide something that my children didn't have, which is to be in the home. And that's what we need today. So to answer Sid's question about the state of the black male-female relationship, man, we need to pick it up, man, because it's been predicted in about 2025, year 2025, there won't be a black community. You know what I'm saying? It's been predicted that. And so, like, just like Brother Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X and Toussaint Louverture, you know, all these brothers, they stood up and they fought at those times for their people. And I'm one of the fighters for my people at this time, day and age.
Okay, King, you said something that really kind of caught me off guard that I was surprised of. You were born in Africa, right?
We are from Africa, but no, I was born here in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Haitian, born in Fort Lauderdale. Our ancestors, my family's from Haiti. We're from the western part of Africa called Benin.
Okay, the reason I asked you that is because I see that most of my African counterparts or males, they believe in, and women believe in strong family unity. I have never heard of a family from Africa that, well, I know you say you're all from Africa, but a family that was born into Africa not raise their children together. I never seen it. And the women are so incredible to me too, because I get my hair braided, she have a baby on her chest and another baby on her back, doing my hair and doing some other things too. So I call them my super women. You know, they do so much. But I do know that they outlook on family unity is so much stronger than what I see in the United States. Do you agree with that? Oh yeah, without a doubt. You know, without a doubt, because they understand from birth, like, hey, we need each other. You know, without you, there's no me. And they have that. It's happening here in the United States. So what about the United States? Why do you think that, since we're all from Africa, why do you think the division of the household is impacting us so strong here in the United States?
I mean, because the way the system is built. You know, I was just on a show with Brother Omar. He's listening right now. And the title of the show was "A Man's Duty to His Family." And what we discussed was the fact that the system, the European system that we're in right now, worldwide, is built to make us, as a black community, to be the doormats for this country. Like, our ancestors built this country. They understand our greatness. That's why they used us to build this country and to build the White House. They understand that what we did in Africa with all the wonderful buildings and civilizations, we come from the highest cultures, civilization in the world. And so in order to keep us from getting back to that greatness, to answer your question, to keep us from getting back to that, we have to be divided. The fathers can't be home. You know what I'm saying? The streets have to look a certain way, as far as being impoverished, as far as foreclosures, as far as liquor stores every corner, dope houses, police sirens always going off and on.
Churches on every corner also.
Hey, I said the same thing earlier. Churches too. A lot of these churches mean no good to us. They're there to collect a check and also to impose on us this white Jesus theology, plantation theology, to keep us celebrating Christmas and Easter and all these other holidays. And forgive me for anybody who celebrates these holidays, but a lot of these holidays, y'all don't even know where it comes from. Christmas, and just get away from the subject just for a little bit. Believe it or not, Christmas started, it represented sacrificing children to some sort of demonic being. That's what they used to do in Europe. They used to sacrifice their children to this, demonic being or whoever they worship. That's where Christmas comes from. As a matter of fact, Christmas was outlawed in the United States. What they used to do is they used to sacrifice children. That's where you get the idea of children sitting on Santa Claus' lap. That's where it comes from. And they used to have these sex orgies in the woods. And the burning logs, yes, look it up, please. The burning logs, this is not in my book, by the way. I'm just dropping some knowledge. Let y'all know. The Christmas trees with the lights comes from the burning logs they used to have in the woods set on fire to represent, not to represent, but to worship that being, whoever they was worshiping and sacrificing children to. And then in the middle of that, they have the orgies and also the candle lights on the windows. This is where this comes from. When we decorate our windows during Christmas, back then they used to put candles on the windows to let other people know who's walking by, to let them know that we worship this demonic being as well. Come on in. Come inside. I'm so serious. That's what.
I'm so fucking guilty. I put candles in my window because I would never do that. I have to do a lot of research.
Please,
oh my goodness.
Please research that. Now, I'm not saying this for people to stop celebrating Christmas, because Christmas actually became a commercialized holiday after, I forgot the author's name, a very popular author. He wrote a book called Miracle on Christmas or something like that. It became very popular, or Christmas Carol. He wrote a very popular book. His name, it wasn't Mark, it could have been Mark Twain. But when he wrote this book, that's when Christmas became like this magical feeling and everybody's happy, spending money, let's be together. Through his book, that's what made Christmas this big holiday on December 25th.
That people go broke for. People go broke for that one day and then have all these bills, shut off notices, and everything for that one day. I just don't understand that. I was guilty years ago before I started studying and realizing I used to be so stressed. I got to get my children some stuff for Christmas. And then there'd be, oh, the white man came down to Chile and bought us all this stuff. No. I got bills I got to pay now. And I got to sacrifice this stuff that y'all don't care nothing about. After y'all care about that paper I spent money for. So yeah, I had to learn that, and I had to learn about all these other holidays, these pagan holidays that people said was a good thing. I learned that it wasn't really good. It was now it's the way of getting money out of us. Now it's the way of making consumers get in debt. So it's not about killing. It's not about the killing per se. When it comes to people do commit suicide during holidays. Christmas is one of the times that a lot of people commit suicide because of the stress of not having financial stability. I guess it's still.
No, go ahead. I'm listening. No, you said something there. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Come on, pick up on what I was saying. What you going to say?
what I was going to say was you're exactly right. The stress that Christmas causes the people. There's an author and a Pan-African preacher called Dr. Ashamuku Berishango. He wrote a book called African Woman, the Original Guardian Angel, and another book that I read was called European Holidays, a Mental Genocide. So, and he explained, because he used to have a prison ministry. He's from Philly. He died 2005, I think, 2010, 2005. But he had a prison ministry. And he said, and you can look this up on YouTube, he has a video called, like I just said, European Holidays, Mental Genocide. You guys might want to watch this video. It's 2 hours long, but trust me, it's gonna fly by. But he explained how so many brothers revealed to him that they went to prison. They were in prison doing 25, 30, 50 years for robbing and killing people during Christmas because their woman, their black queen, made them feel less of a man if he did not come up with money for Christmas. And so when we focus on these holidays and everything has to be about money, 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 it's driving us crazy and even driving our men to lose their livelihoods and their freedom and to be there with their children. Wouldn't you rather be with your son and daughter during the holidays and in prison? You see what I'm saying? So that backward mindset, that's why he called it mental genocide. Because we driving ourselves crazy over these European holidays. I mean, for what? So when I realized what Christmas represented, because I grew up Christian, you know, rest in peace to my mom, but you know, she'd be mad if I'm saying the things that I'm saying, but she would listen to what I'm, because she know I'm not foolish and I don't just jump and do what everybody is doing. But once I realized the truth behind these holidays, that's when I stopped celebrating them. I began to become more Africanized. I started to fill my mind. What you need to do, empty your mind as European holidays and values, and inculcate yourself with African history. Half the books behind me are books are dealing with African history or by African black authors, because you need to empty that foolishness and replace it with something, because you got to give your brain cells something to do. And that's what I chose to do, to embrace my identity. By me knowing who I am, it made me even more happier and have even more faith in God. God became more real to me. You know what I'm saying? God came more real to me. Therefore, I'm happier. And so when I do find my queen, because I am searching all 7 seas for her.
Wait, why you keep saying 7? Tell the significance of 7.
Well, the number 7 is a very spiritual number. It represents divine completion. There's 7 seas. You have 7 major layers of the skin, 7 major parts of the brain. My birthday is February 7th.
And mine is December the 7th, 12/7.
Woo-hoo! You see that? The 7s all lined up. And my book, 7 Queens, this book came out 7/7/17. And that was on purpose. I wanted to make sure it was released on I wanted the stars to be aligned and all the 7s to be aligned as well.
Yeah, I like what you said. I mean, you.
Can you hear me, Queen? Hey, y'all, that might be the end of the show. Hope y'all tuned in. You enjoyed yourself. Love my aunt. Follow her Instagram, Sexpert. My aunt, King Kevin in the building, baby. And yeah, hey, I enjoyed the show. I hope y'all got my book. If you're a queen, you saying you're a queen, you haven't got 7,000 Queen King Design, but you're saying you're a queen. You got a book written about queens. I mean, come on, you gotta educate yourself. Don't just get this book for you. Get it for somebody else as well. Because our queens, we need y'all in a major way. Not just physically, but we need you spiritually. Because the divine feminine energy is something extremely powerful. The Europeans understand the power of it. We need to understand the power of it. Now, I must get going. The show went on much longer than anticipated, but for good reason. I enjoyed it. You know, I hope y'all enjoyed me too. Website, KevinDorival.com and 7Queens7Kings.com. I know there's some questions down there below. I will answer them after I get off this. I came straight from work. It's already 9 o'clock, 9:30. It's hard to reprogram the mind. It really takes discipline. Yes, that's why you have to have that mind, body, and spirit component to it, you know, and it just helps you bring balance. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, if you guys missed it, you have to read books like my book, 7 Types of Queen's Desire. As a matter of fact, there's other books as well. This book here by John G. Jackson, Introduction to African Civilizations. Very good book to read. Inculcate yourself with African history. Therefore, you will have more pride in yourself and you'll be happy as well. Trust me. And you want to exercise on a regular basis. Whether it's working out, taking a walk, jogging, in the gym, praying, the spiritual component. That's very important. You know what I'm saying? So all these things play a major role in who we are and who we become. Because if we ignore these things, these 3 components, therefore, we will be controlled by whatever they say we are. And be mindful of your words as well, because your words, whether positive or negative, controls where you go in life. Your words, you know, speaking the blessings over yourself. If you read the Bible. But don't take the Bible wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bible wasn't meant to be taken word for word. You have to use discernment. Pray for the spirit of discernment. It is time for a change, and we need that. We are in a state of emergency. We don't begin to change things as individuals and then unite, like the Honorable Marcus Garvey always said, we're going to be in big trouble. And our children will have nothing to stand upon. Nothing. If we don't take the stand today. Again, my name is King Kevin Dorival. It's been an honor and blessing to be here today. Support me any way you can. You got my website, 7queens7kings.com and KevinDorival.com. If you don't know who I am, just Google King Kevin Dorival or the Black on Black Crime Solutions panel. You will find me. I'm not too hard to find. Bless up. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe to this video. Love y'all. Blessings to y'all. And if I can help in any kind of way, let me know. All right? Many blessings. Power to the people. Whew. That was a show. That was a show, I tell you. That was a show. Hope y'all enjoy that page. I try to get on many, and then I try to get on many shows I could post this.